Hi mate, it's TEMPHUiBIS here, and I'm going to talk about something here that pisses me off. Basically, I just want to get this off my chest, right? I make music. When I make music, I use Fruity Loops, aka FL Studio. Quite a lot of people know about it. That's the program I use. That's the program I'm comfortable with. What always gets me is when people say, oh, I should use Cubase or Logic. I usually ask them why. They say it's more professional. That don't tell me anything. You know, it's more professional. It's like, so what does that mean? You know? Now when I've actually used Logic here. I've actually tried out Logic. I've seen the program now. You know, both Logic and Fruity Loops does the exact same thing. They do the exact same things. I don't see any big difference. Yeah, the layout is different, right? And I'm more comfortable with Fruity Loops layout. My personal opinion, Logic's layout looks a bit more messy, but I know that people who use Logic obviously use that layout, so that's the way they make it. That's cool. But people say I need to use it just because it's more professional. I don't see how comes. Doesn't make a difference, right? Yeah. I remember, yeah. I was chatting to a person. He said to me, yeah, that Logic sounds better. How does it sound better? It says it has better sounds. The thing is, Logic don't make sounds. You know, Logic and Fruity Loops are sequencers. I mean, if Logic comes with some sounds, right, here, I can just take those sounds and just use them on Fruity Loops, right? And then, yeah, probably those sounds are probably on the internet anyway. So it doesn't matter, you know, your music won't sound better if you just use a different program, right, here. It's all about, are you comfortable with using the program, you know? Now, this is a situation. When you use a program, and then you go into another one right there, it's like you're starting from scratch, you know, because you need to get used to the program again. So you need to have a proper, better reason to switch to a new program. And hearing because it's professional does not make no difference. Doesn't make no fucking difference. Now, I used to use a program called Making Waves Studio 5. That's the program I used to use to make music. Now I only use it for recording. So when I used that to make music, I switched to Fruity Loops. Why did I switch to Fruity Loops? It wasn't because, yeah, it's more professional and that. The reason why is because Fruity Loops could do things that Making Waves Studio 5 couldn't. Right, yeah? Those were things regarding the MIDI, you know, and regarding, yeah, setting up the MIDI, playing MIDI while the music's demoing and playing. That was stuff that was more unique for me. And Fruity Loops has more channels as well. You know, that's the reason why I switched to Fruity Loops, right? Because it was easier, and that, and there was a couple of things in the layout of Making Waves Studio 5 that was better than Fruity Loops layout, but it's the fact that Fruity Loops has things that Making Waves Studio 5 doesn't. That's why I switched to it. That's the reason why I would switch. You know, I always hate it when people just talk about things being professional, yeah, like as if, you know, your music will sound better if you use a professional program, yeah. If you use, it's like people take you more seriously if you use Logic than if you use Fruity Loops. You make music the best way. I always say, what would you rather make, shit music or good music? Yeah, you want to make music that you're comfortable with, you know. I mean, like, this is, I mean, people make the thing what gets me is that people make chiptune music, right? Yeah, they use programs that's run on this. So I suppose, yeah, this isn't professional either, right? Yeah, but no, people who's making music and it's still making music here that sells all over. It doesn't fucking matter, does it? Right. One time I was chatting to somebody. He said, yeah, he doesn't want to use Fruity Loops. He says it's too easy. It's more easier. It's too easy to make music on it. You know, I don't understand that logic either, right? Yeah, don't you want to make music as comfortable as you can, The idea is to make comfortable music. This isn't no game, right? Yeah, where you want to prove you're one of the best gamers, so you'll clock every game on hard and that, yeah, and for a challenge. That's understandable, right, when it comes to a game, yeah. But this is making music. You want to make your best music. Don't you want to make your best music, or do you want to just limit yourself, yeah, and go use a harder music program? That don't make sense to me, for God's sake. Right, yeah. Look, I remember, yeah, learning from an animation DVD from Jeff Liu. You know, the idea is keep your setup simple. There, I keep my music setup simple, and having Fruity Loops to me is an easy program. So yeah, it keeps the setup simple, so I can make music as best as I can. So I can really push my music as far to be the best it can be. You know, that's the idea of making the music. I don't understand how comes you've got to have professional in there. That's what I don't understand. This is also the exact same with editing programs. I use Adobe Premiere, and do you know there's some people out there that says, yeah, that Final Cut Pro is the program to use. It's more professional. They say Adobe Premiere is more for kids. I don't understand. Where do people get their freaking logic from, right? Yeah. Now, I haven't seen Final Cut Pro. I haven't actually used it. I mean, I haven't seen it in front of my face. What I have seen, I've seen tutorials and people using it on online. I've seen videos online of how people use it, right? Now, what I've seen so far, there don't seem to be much difference, but you know, there doesn't seem to be much difference. But when I see people go on YouTube, go, hey, I know how to use Final Cut Pro now I can do effects like this. I see them do this, I see them do that, right? It's like, but Premiere can do that as well. So what's the fucking difference? You know, I just wonder. That just shows how people are just talked into doing things. If you just like the layout of a program better, just use that program. You know, professional just doesn't come into it for me. Right, yeah? The unfortunate thing is, where professional can come into the situation, right, yeah, which also pisses me off, is when you're trying to get a job in something, right, yeah? It's like, you know, if I was a gaming company and I was making a game, right, I was going to hire a musician, right? Do you know where that musician would work? That musician would be working in his own studio, yeah, making the music on his best program. Because I know most people, yeah, who, when they hire, they ask you what program do you use, right, yeah? If you say, I use Logic, they're like, right, you're in. If they say you make music on Fruity Loops, they'll be like, sorry, that's not what we want. Sorry, we're not what we're looking for, right, yeah? I mean, that don't make no fucking goddamn sense to me. What do you want, yeah? Do you want the person to make his best music or not? What do you want? Are you hiring music, or are you just hiring people who just does music the way you want it to be done? You know? That don't make fucking sense to me. God damn it, yeah? Why would you, yeah, only hire people who make music just for one program, right, yeah? That's like, so I only want this person to be using a program where he's at half his, you know, half his knowledge, basically, and that, yeah, instead of him working on his own program where he does his best music. You know, that's the thing what pisses me off. Right? And like I said, if I was a gaming company hiring a game, I'll let him use any music he wants. Why? Because I know I'll get the best music and it will suit my game the way it is, because he's working at his best. That's how it's done. You know? Is that not how it's done? You know, this is one of the reasons why, yeah, most independent people who either make the music, or independent people who make their games and everything like that, that's why they usually, to me, usually turn out the best, because, you know, it's something that's proper, pure creative. You know, I even sometimes, you know, when I go back to editing, when I sometimes edit, some people I know edit using animation programs. You know, I edit a few things with animation programs, yeah, but I still use Adobe Premiere at the end to finish it. Let's talk about animation programs as well, right? This is the thing that always gets on my bloody nerves. I use 3ds Max, and there are loads of people out there saying, oh, you should use Bryce, you should use Maya, you should use Animation Master, and they even say that those programs are professional, when 3ds Max is the program that was used on bare films. It does loads of 3D animation, it does loads of proper visual realistic pictures, and it does loads of CGI in films, like Incredible Hulk. You see the Incredible Hulk, the actual Incredible Hulk himself, that's all 3ds Max. You know, 3ds Max is used for games as well. So when people say my Animation Master, and they don't know what they're talking about, but still, I don't use 3ds Max right here because it does those films and everything like that. I use 3ds Max because the layout is what I'm used to. That's why I use 3ds Max. I've tried Maya, I've tried Animation Master. In fact, I actually downloaded Animation Master and I worked on it. Wasn't what I liked. I feel 3ds Max's timeline controls were better. Their dope sheet is much better. You know, the track view, all that stuff. I feel 3ds Max, I'm more comfortable with it. That's why I use it. I don't use it because because it's more professional, and that's what the big guys use. So who cares if the big guys use a program? It's like saying, right, that you know, you're gonna follow the big people, what they use, right? Yeah. Let's imagine we all found out, yeah, that Britney Spears or someone big as that, yeah, washes their clothes in the oven. Are you going to follow that as well, right? Yeah, you're going to say that an oven is more professional for washing clothes in instead of the washing machine. You know, I know that I know that example's a bit too harsh right there, but that's what I'm fucking seeing with all these people, yeah, saying that these music programs, these editing programs are better just because they're more professional. You know, I hate the fact that people are not taken seriously, yeah, because of the program they use. Your music could be the best music ever, but just because you use a program like Fruity Loops, you know, that's going to overlook how good your music is. Yeah. Now the funny thing is, I actually do know some big people, yeah, who've actually given Fruity Loops a try, and they say Fruity Loops is brilliant, and some of them actually switch to Fruity Loops. I've heard of most big artists, right, who use Cubase and Logic and actually move down to Fruity Loops and Reason because they feel the program is more easier to use and they can be more comfortable with it and they make music better. One of those artists I actually heard was Prodigy. You know, it's just simple facts right here. Do you want to make music more easier or just do you want to make music, yeah, that's more harder to make, yeah, which gives you more stress and stuff? Gosh, I mean, don't people use their fucking goddamn mind, for fuck's sake? You know, and when people hire people, yeah, they piss me off the most. You know, the advice I have to give to you guys out there, right, yeah, is if you have a program that you use and you're comfortable with using it, yeah, keep using it, yeah, right, yeah. Try other programs as well. You never know, you might like another one more. I'm not going to say, yeah, you can't just try anything else. You might like some other program, yeah. Don't just let somebody come and tell you, oh, you should use this program because it's more professional. Unless you're trying to get a job in that thing, which, like I said as well, I still think is wrong. And if you're somebody hiring someone to make music, yeah, do you want them for the music or the program they fucking use? Bloody bullshit, right? If you want to make music or animation, whatever, man, use your own program. You know, use what you want to use, man. Don't let other people talk you out of it, yeah, because it's more professional. Bloody bull swag. That's all I got to say, guys, yeah. You know, that's all I got to say. That's one thing I just had to get on my chest, man. I feel, you know, you feel better after everything that, yeah. Right now, I'm not going to get off Fruity Loops until I see a program that does something better. That's all I got to say, guys. I'll see you later. Love you all.